Welcome to The Photography Guy. I'm your host, The Photography Guy. Let's get started here with another great photo show. Hey, yes, welcome back everybody again to The Photography Guy. This is episode number 54 for Sunday, May the 4th, 2014. I'm your host, Jack, and I'm going to help guide you through this magical world of photography, your cameras, and all things editing. Thanks for joining me here. For more to learn, hold on, let's strike that and redo that. Thank you for joining me here to learn more about your digital cameras and making great photographs. Please check out my website at thephotographyguy.net, where you can comment on these shows. If you're listening to the podcast, then please check out the videos on YouTube, and you can find those at 4-2 Technoman on YouTube. Again, that's number 4, the number 2 Technoman on YouTube. Please subscribe to those. Check out and view our new learning site at www.jtclearning.com, where you'll find hours of photography training at prices that everybody can afford. And some people's already been saying, Jack, you should charge a little more for these, but hey, remember, folks, I like to pay it forward, and we're just covering the administrative cost of the website. So we are going to start off this morning here with some email questions, as we've been doing the past couple weeks, and thanks everybody for sending emails in. If I don't read your question live, most of you know when I do receive an email, I do answer it back in email anyway. So if it doesn't make the live show, at least you're getting your responses. There has been many coming through, and it does take a while to keep up with them, so bear in mind that I'm one guy. I read all my own emails, and I respond to all my own emails. And somebody asked me one day, so why don't you hire one of those virtual assistants? And I said, I don't want to do that because I want to take care of my listeners out there and my followers and subscribers. So I want you to hear from me because that's who you're emailing is me. You're not emailing me, emailing an assistant somewhere. We don't want to do that. So anyway, these are ones I pulled this morning for the show. So we're going to go ahead and go over these email questions. The first one is from Julie. Jack, thanks for the podcast and all of your YouTube videos. It has made my life and photography skills so much better than they were. My question is, when combining 2 pictures to create one, I use the eraser tool, and when I go over the area I want to remove, I am left only with white empty squares. I hope you can tell me what I am doing wrong. Again, thanks for all you do. Well, Julie, you're very welcome, and thank you for emailing the show. Julie, what I want to tell you about here is what you're actually seeing is what's called transparent pixels. And the reason that is you're not layering the pictures properly to allow you to erase underneath, doing the background eraser and erasing underneath. Sometimes when we do that, we tend to erase both sections of that. We're erasing the top and the bottom, and you get those white pixeled areas. So instead of using the eraser tool, what you want to use is what's called the masking tool. And then you'll use a brush, and you'll reveal something underneath from above. It's a very simple process. The eraser tool is really just used for doing what you're doing. It's for removing everything. So hopefully, Julie, that helps you out a little bit, and we're going to be making more sense of that here very soon on the show. And you definitely will be enlightened here in a little bit. The next one is from Lewis. Jack, I just listened to show number 53, and I have a question about off-camera flash. Is there any way that you know of that you can take the flash off my camera and not have to spend a lot of money to buy camera triggers? Currently, I am laid off, and now I am trying to use my photography skills to earn a little bit extra money to get by on until work picks up. Thanks for the shows. I tune in each week. Well, Lewis, thank you very much for writing in, and it's because of you that these shows have been created. So, Lewis, I'm going to answer this the only way I know how. And most people out there know that I shoot with Nikon gear. Now, I've been shooting with Nikon for a long time, and even before I had triggers, I was doing off-camera flash work. The way we do that is the Nikon has what's called the command mode. So I put the Nikon into command mode, and you have to have a Nikon flash for this. But you'll put the Nikon flash in a receiver mode. And what's really neat about this, a lot of people don't realize, is that the flash itself, as long as it's a Nikon flash in receiver mode, it will actually do TTL. So it'll do through the lens metering. And a lot of people aren't aware of that. They don't know that it really exists, but it works perfectly. Now, the only drawback that there is, Lewis, is you have to have the pop-up flash on the camera. And I don't have my camera available, but you just pop up the flash on the top. Now, the problem is that flash unit will want to actually emit some light into your photographs that you don't want. Because if we have our flash off axis at a 45-degree angle, we don't want light blasting right into our subject's face. So what you do there is take and go into the manual settings of your flash, and all you got to do, it's very simple to do. You look at the command settings on the flash and turn the exposure all the way down to 0. And you'll see it in there where you can adjust the power of the light. Turn the power down to 0 on the internal flash. That way you're getting the signal, the infrared signal, but you're not getting that burst of light that you're not expecting to have in your picture. So hopefully that helps you out. I can tell you the only drawback, and we talked about in the show before one time or another, was the only drawback to that is very simply the infrared doesn't always work outside. So if you're taking outdoor pictures, again, you're probably, most definitely you want to buy yourself a set of triggers. Even, Lewis, even if you get the cheap ones, you can get, I bought a set of triggers once called eBay triggers, people call them that. And they were maybe $20 for the set, so you don't need expensive triggers. And they're not going to be as, positively dependable as the other triggers out there, but you'll be just fine. You'll be okay, and you'll be able to shoot your pictures off camera. So try that out if you're shooting Nikon. If you're shooting Canon, I'm sure Canon has something like that. I wouldn't know because I don't have any Canon gear and I don't shoot Canon. So if there's anybody in the chat room this morning that knows anything about Canon, maybe they can help you out if you're in the chat room. Or maybe somebody can comment on the show in the show here at thephotographyguy.net, show number 54. Comment and maybe help Lewis out there with the Canon cameras if you know anything about that. The last one we have here is actually from Debbie. Debbie says, I signed up for your Photoshop Elements 12 course at jtclearning.com. My question is, will there be more courses offered? I am learning so much, I just hope that you will build more. Maybe on how to use lighting, or a series of taking better pictures and how to handle the camera better. I do enjoy your YouTube videos, but they seem to bounce around a little. Thanks for all your work and keep it going. Now, Debbie, I do plan on creating more courses for there, but let me tell you what, creating content when you also have a full-time job is a lot of work. I sit here at the computer, and my family will tell you, I sit here maybe 6 to 7 hours every evening, and I'm not always creating content, so no, I'm not going to try to fool you there, but I do a lot of other stuff too. Like I've been working on a fiction novel, so I have that going on. And, also I've been working on different projects, different websites. I work on different podcasts. So getting all the content created is time consuming, but it is coming along. We are getting it together. And I'm not going to open those courses until they're ready to go. I don't want to open them with half the videos there. So the videos are coming along, and we will get that going. I'm also thinking about, if you're interested, at jtclearning.com, in the near future, we're going to be working with Microsoft Word, Microsoft PowerPoint, and Microsoft Excel, and probably Outlook classes. I have a lot of schools calling me up and notifying me saying, Jack, do you have anything available like this on your DVDs that we can purchase to teach our teachers how to use these products? So I think that's why I'm going to open these products up also and have those available online. But thanks for writing, and I really appreciate all you've done. And I really appreciate everybody out there that signed up for the Elements course so far. If you're not signed up for it, please go over to jtclearning.com and sign up for one today. Now, in light of Julie's questions, and Julie had the questions this morning about blending pictures, we called it. We are going to call this one combining pictures. I wanted to do the segment today on combining the two pictures to kind of help Julie out. Since she is a longtime listener, she does watch my videos. I'm going to help you out and give you a little extra boost there today. So follow along with this segment. It's very easy to do, and it's very, very straightforward. So let's go ahead. We're going to get started here with our segment. And let me just switch some screens around here. Okay. So here we have it. We have a good morning to MC and Brian Woods there this morning in the chat room. Here we have a picture that we're going to be working with. And we're also working with another picture here. We're going to combine the two pictures together. This is often used when you take somebody from one location and you put them at another location. It's also used sometimes if you want to bring a family member into a picture that was not there. Now, we've done this a few times before, and this was actually done when we were in New York City. My family was standing by the Statue of Liberty, and I had the camera. I took a picture, and then I went over and stood about where I should stand with the rest of the family, and my wife came down. She took the picture. At that point, what that allowed me to do was it allowed me to go back and to the editor in Photoshop Elements and blend those or combine those two pictures together and put myself in that actual shot. So what I thought would be fun today is if we used the two shots here, we are going to use this. I took at the Amish country. This is a building up in Sugar Creek, Ohio is where we were visiting. And we're going to take this picture, and this is a javelin thrower at a local track meet. And we're going to try to blend these two pictures the best that we can. Now, it's not always a perfect world, so we will do it the best we can. Now, how we're going to start this, first of all, is we are simply going to create layers. The first thing I like to do with the person I am moving, the first thing you want to do is very, very simply crop out what you don't need. So we are in Photoshop Elements 12. Click on the crop tool. Once you get the crop tool selected, we're going to crop out what we don't need. Because if not, there's a lot more detail in what you're trying to get out of your picture. So on the picture itself, do a Control or Command J, and you're going to duplicate the background layer. Once you do that, click at the top and drag down. Let's just get the best we can here. We're going to just try to get the javelin thrower. With the javelin, we do want the javelin in there. We'll come down a little bit. So we have everything we want, the javelin, and we might even come up a little bit more on her feet and click OK. Now that's all we really need right here. And the reason we're doing this again is because it's less area to actually cut out. Now today, folks, I am using my Wacom or my Wacom board, however you want to pronounce it. So I have my pen ready, and I have my Graphire 3 plugged into the computer via USB. If you can't find the Graphires anymore, I don't believe. It's a different name today, but you can find the bamboo tablet. A lot of people are buying those and they say they love them. I'd like to have one, but there's so much other gear that I want for my studio that and different equipment and computers that I got to watch what I spend and got to figure out where I should spend money and where I shouldn't. But I do like this tablet. It's a very nice tablet. And I actually found it on eBay a few years ago. So look on eBay, look on Amazon. If you use Amazon, please go to thephotographyguy.net and use my Amazon referral link. It doesn't cost you any more money, and it helps to show out. I don't care if you're buying diapers for the baby, if you're buying fruit juice for the family, if you're buying coffee through Amazon, use my link. Every cent helps this show to keep producing these things and for all the upkeep, such as maybe a new tablet one day. Okay, now that we have this, we're going to take this and we're going to do a Command or Control A. What that will do, it selects everything. Command or Control A selects everything. And then we'll do a Command or Control C. Now, if you learn the keyboard shortcuts, it makes editing a whole lot easier. And as you see, I got the pen in this hand. So this hand, my keyboard's on this side, over on this right side. And I can operate the keys with my right hand while operating the pen with my left. If you're right-handed, you probably want to switch those two around. So now that we did the Command C, that's a copy command. The Command A was select all. Now we'll go back to the place where we want to put this picture at. I do like to do a Control or Command J just to duplicate this background, just so we always have that background locked. We're going to click the little eyeball or the little visibility and shut the actual background layer off. And it's Command or Control V. I don't know why I said P. And as you see, we brought this in on a new layer. So here's now layer 2. At the very top here, you can see layer 2. Layer 1 is our background, and then background we're not using because we shut off the visibility of that layer. And now what we're going to do is we are going to use a layer mask. So all we have to do is go up on the top in our toolbar, click on Add Layer Mask. There's our mask. You can see it's white, so we want to paint with black, and it will reveal. Let's bring a paintbrush in, and we will start painting. Now you can see where up here, there's nothing disappearing. What we're doing is painting on the mask. So if we get held up or anything happens here, all we have to do very simply is delete the mask. But we are going to keep the mask, and we're just going to keep working this picture. So as you see, I'm using my Wacom tablet, and I'm just going over very rapidly. And what it's doing, it's masking the top part as it's revealing the part underneath. It's very easy to do. It's very clean. To get around the javelin itself, we're going to have to use a smaller brush size. You want to clean up around that javelin. So this allows you to put people into areas where they've never been. And again, you just want to very slowly work your way around that javelin. It's hard because it's such a small area. And in time, you would get really, really good at your edits. But I am trying to save time here for you this morning. And we're just working along the actual javelin itself there. Coming back up the bottom. And again, I'm painting with black. I have just a regular brush with black. And we see now why we didn't want to use that eraser tool that Julie was using. Because the eraser tool destroys the layer. We want to maintain the layer itself, not hurt it at all. And we want to very simply just mask out what we don't want. That's how this works. So we're just masking this out. And just like so. And then remember, if there's any places of a body, a lot of people forget this stuff, and you'll see like, this grass would be in the middle of this driveway, because people forget to any place where there's an opening in the body, elbows, arms, hair. Sometimes hair can be flapping in the wind. You want to make sure you clean that up also. We'll go just down this side of our body here. Right down this side here. It's usually easy to trace somebody out first and then cut everything else out. Again, this just it's very tedious, especially as you can tell with the mouse. It's even worse. And you'll see right here what I mean by her arm. So again, I'm just going back around this side. Back up the javelin until I meet this white up here. Right there. Okay. Now, what I was talking about her arm here, any openings that you can see through the people. So you want to get this out of here. Because obviously you would see that building behind her, right? All right. Then you can open your brush up to larger size. Be careful when you get around their arms and stuff, because the brush does tend to pick up a little bit of detail outside of its area. Because technically when Adobe wrote this, they wrote it as sort of like a brush, right? because when you hold a brush down on a piece of paper, it kind of spans out a little bit, and that's kind of what they did here. Get rid of all this stuff here. And we'll get rid of this here. Again, this is combining two pictures with a layer mask instead of an eraser. Layer mask just works so much better. And there's just so much you could do with it also when you learn to use a layer mask. And you can see why originally, remember we cropped off stuff originally? And the reason we did that is for the sheer fact that we didn't have to get rid of it later. That's why we wanted to do that. So there you have that part. We'll get the top part out of here. Just like so. And we'll get all that out of there also at the top of here. So hopefully this is going to help Julie out, and she'll understand now how to actually put this together and be able to take that girl from being on that track and field area into being in the picture. Now what we're going to do is we're going to click on our move tool and maybe resize her a little bit, because you don't want her larger than the building, right? You want her resized, and you may even bring her down. Oh, let's see here how small we'll make her. Maybe so it looks like that roof back there is larger than she is. And you could even move her down here since her feet is kind of marked like that. If you put it on the bottom of the picture, sometimes it just works out better if you don't have their entire feet present. So there she is now. She's standing in front of that building. It's just a very, very cool edit, very easy edit to do. And, you know, no problem at all to pull that edit off. So hopefully, folks, if you're listening again to the podcast, you'll probably want to go back and watch the YouTube video to see the actual steps of that. But here was the steps in general. Here's what we had to do. First of all, we opened up two different pictures. We opened up the picture we wanted to use as our background. We opened up the picture that we want to introduce into the photograph, the person that we're bringing in. The next thing we did, we went and we cropped the person that we're bringing in. We cropped all the information that we didn't need to bring back into the photograph. Then we did a Command or Control A to select everything. And then we did a Command or Control C to copy. So we wanted to copy all the information that we selected. We went back to the layer, the background layer. We did a Command or Control J and made a copy. And then what we wanted to do is very simply do a Command or Control V, and we pasted the person on top of what on our background where we wanted to put them on the background itself. So at that point, it was very easy to do, very straightforward. The next thing we did, we added a layer mask to the same layer that our person was on that we're introducing into the picture. Click on the layer mask, paint with black. You want to use black to paint with. Select black on your color palette. Select a brush. Use your right and left bracket keys to expand to either make a larger brush or a smaller brush. And then just start using either a Wacom board, a bamboo board, or you can use your mouse. And we started painting over the area to start revealing what was underneath of the actual person. Once you get the person cut out, expand your brush up a little bit using the right bracket key. So just tap the right bracket key up. And then we used our tool again, our brush or mouse, and we eliminated the whole rest of the picture. The last thing we did, we clicked on the move tool. We resized the person a little bit to kind of make them in proper perspective to our background. We don't want them to be bigger than the background, obviously. and then we move them into the position we want them to be. Remembering that if you don't have all their feet, bring them to the front of the picture itself and just put the bottom of their feet down or right off the edge of the picture itself. Then it will look more normal and natural. So there you go. It's a very easy edit, and hopefully that does help Julie out. Bring us back up here. Okay, folks, so I hope this helped you out today. I hope everybody had a really great time here on the show this morning and on the podcast. And thanks for all the people out there. I am blown away, and I told my wife, I am just every day just flabbergasted, if that's a word, flabbergasted. Or maybe I'm just very humbled for how many people out there are listening to this podcast. You know, podcasting is a hard thing to do. It's hard when you're doing this because I have to direct you and demonstrate things. We're not just talking about tech news, or we're not just talking about the latest iPhone and does it work good. I mean, we are learning skill levels with Photoshop and Photoshop elements. So it's really great that I feel that I'm getting that out there to you. I've been getting a lot of positive feedback. People understand the audio portion. But by all means, don't pass up the video portion. That's why I record these in video. A lot of people want to see what's happening. And don't pass up the live stream, folks. Every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, I stream this live. So, you know, right now we don't have a whole lot of viewers in there. Usually we're at about 12 to 15 a week. And that's pretty good. I mean, I would like to see 50 or 100 or 300 a week. But, you know, some days I have big dreams. Honestly, I'd rather have people watch it on YouTube because then you get 15 cents a view. It doesn't sound like much, but if you get 15,000 viewers, then that's kind of what you want, 1,500 views. So, but anyhow, that's that. This is now. This is then. Folks, thank you so much for tuning into the show. If you're downloading it once again from iTunes, don't forget to check out the videos on YouTube. You can find us at 42, the number 4, the number 2, Technoman. I do still sell the DVD collections. A lot of you say, wow, Jack, the DVD's not around anymore because this is the photography guide. It's not on the website. It's not there, but you can find the DVDs at jackstechcorner.com. I put that in the podcast link. It's on thephotographyguide.net. It's on the website, but it is jackstechcorner.com. And there's a pull-down menu for the DVD collections. You can definitely go in there and select every one you want. Also, don't forget about the new online learning site. So many people out there are signing up and rushing over there. It's been a huge hit, and I appreciate that. I very much do. I'm glad you're coming over. And people have already said, Jack, why do you charge so little for your work? Why? It's worth more. People want to pay more. And I say, if you want to pay more, send me more money. But you know what? The $40 I'm charging for it for 50 videos in the end, there'll be 50 when it's done. It's very, very inexpensive, and I like to keep my stuff that way because I want to pay it forward. Also, right now, I'm giving you $5 off if you're listening to this show, and if you listen to it years down the road and you go, wow, that coupon don't work anymore. Coupons don't work all the time. They do expire. Everything expires in life. So I got this offer running right now. If you sign up, you'll get $5 off. So $35 for that course for 50 videos. The coupon code is JTC5. JTC, the number 5. Once again, you can visit jtclearning.com, click on the pull-down menu at the top that says courses, and then click on photography. Folks, if you've ever heard of lynda.com, or, you know, that the site where, you know, they try to teach you things, you know, the best that they know how. Or if you hear about the Kelby trainings and you want to spend, you know, $400, $500, $600 there, have a look at my course. You're getting more. I'm offering more to you and at a much lower price. And this is stuff you've never seen before. So go over there today, sign up, pay the low fee. I mean, it's really, really low fee. And you'll be so, so happy you did. If nothing else, a lot of you have gone to Jack's Tech Corner. You've clicked on the donate button and you've donated $5, $10 here and there. I've received donations of you know, $40, $50, and I appreciate that also. Everything helps these shows, folks. I got to pay for extra bandwidth to do these shows. I got to pay for my web hosting fees and, you know, all the administrative costs. So nothing is free today. But we try to make the internet as free as possible. That's why the free live view is here for you to see me and say hi. Thank you so much. So take care. Have a great work week. Remember, keep those shutters clicking, keep your editors editing, and I'll see you back here next Sunday on The Photography Guy. Bye for now. Thanks for tuning in to The Photography Guy. I am a photography guy, and I'll be here once again next time for more photography tips and tricks. If you're not subscribed, please subscribe to the show and enjoy the music.